These
My
are
dances have been getting crazy. You okay? Wow. All right. My dance was getting too crazy by the end of that.
too crazy. Rein it in, Bobby.
Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to comicspriceguide.com presents Tales from the Geek. I am Erin the mechanic.
I'm just Bobby. Bee's doing important work for her position, so she's not here today.
For her work, she's doing important work for her work.
Well, I mean, are we allowed to say who she works for? Are we allowed to talk about? I can't remember.
I don't know. But
anyways, it's a cool place, and I want her to do good things because then I get good things out of the world out of that.
Agreed. What are you saying, that me being gone last week for work wasn't cool, Bobby? Not as cool.
Look, I know your job, and I have no enjoyment of my life comes from your job doing well. Other than you. Okay, there we go. That's it. I don't have enough. I'm not interesting enough for people to hack me.
Well, we do have some news, so I'll kick it off. First off, I know Rick will be very excited about this. Yellowstone got renewed for another season, so they will be going on into season 5.
Nice.
I haven't watched Yellowstone yet, but one of my friends described it as the Game of Thrones of Westerns. So there we go. I'm just gonna take his comments.
Were Westerns the area that the Game of Thrones, stole a lot of their concepts from in the first place?
Well, see, it goes full circle. It makes complete sense. Complete sense. But anyways, that's exciting. So if you're into Yellowstone, or if you're not and want to get into it, they are renewed for another season. So
absolutely.
This one I'm very excited about. So I believe it's on Amazon, the new Lord of the Rings TV series.
Yes. It will be.
Out. Yeah, and that's like September 2nd. And but they dropped a bunch of character posters. And you know how normally they'll have pictures of them standing all heroic and
Yeah. No, I get you.
This time it's their hands. So it's the rings, because it's going to be about the powers of the ring.
That's cool. Okay, so, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Pretty neat. So you kind of see some of their clothing, but mostly it's just focused on some of the weapons that they're using or the armor, but really it's just focused on their hands and the ring that they're wearing. So
that's interesting. Gotcha. So then we're going to be following 20 rings, assuming that we will also follow the secret ring.
I don't know if we are following the secret ring or not. I'm sure we are, right?
That's fair, yeah. But it would be 20 rings, because it's 9 for the Human Kings, 7 for the Dwarf Lords, and 3 for the Elves.
Yeah, how many posters did they have? Holy crap. All right, let's see. I think you're right. 20. Why is there 21 posters?
Who did I forget?
And 22 posters. Wait, this one doesn't have a ring on it. That one doesn't have a ring on it. So some of them don't have rings, but they just showed their fingers. 23 posters. There's 23 posters, though. So
Rings of Power. Rings of Power.
I don't know if that means there's 23 rings, or if that means that there's 20 rings and a few of them steal the rings or pass the rings around. So if you know, let us know. I'm curious now.
Yes. No, I was correct. I'm not crazy person. 20? 3 rings to the Elves, 7 rings to the Dwarves, 9 to the men, and then the Ring of Power. Yep.
Look at you. Math, Bobby.
I was worried I'd forgotten the poem. I knew how I did do the math.
I forgot the poem. Chad says, if you like it, then you better put a ring on it. Exactly, Chad.
Lord, Chad, that hurts me. That hurts my soul.
Adrian, Bobby got a haircut?
Did nobody notice? I mean, it's been
I think
3 months.
The first day that it happened, we commented on it, but we didn't mention it again. And it was kind of shorter, so you couldn't fully tell. But yes, he did get a haircut.
Yeah, all of that was removed.
But for a while, it was sticking straight up. So
it's like a mohawk. It was hilarious. Yes, Adrian, it was a lot of fun.
Transformation of just Bobby. So Toonami has put Attack on Titan back in their lineup, which is exciting if you follow Attack on Titan, which I definitely have, but it's been a while.
I mean,
what is it? Season 4, part 2, something like that.
Yes, season 4, part 2 is what I last checked. Yeah, and that's Sunday, right? This month.
Yeah, the 13th. So
okay, yeah, no, just coming up. Awesome. Good to know.
Yes. So so soon. Just like I feel like it was dropped on me. Man, I've been watching. I love that. Like I think back in college is when I was really started watching that. So don't date myself, I guess. So here we go. Movie that dropped. Jackass Forever apparently is pulling a strong opening in the night box office.
Not gonna lie, that actually is hilarious to me, especially in comparison to the fact that the Ronald Elmrick disaster movie of the year, Moonfall, is bombing right now. Like,
but Jackass is not. So what does that tell
you?
What
does that tell us about the world we live in? Okay, yeah, but no, apparently Moonfall, like $10 million out of a $140 million budget. Like, yeesh.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It said, "Isn't Book of Boba Fett getting so good?" I'm only 3 episodes in, so I haven't gotten. I'm not caught up. I can't watch all of that with Xavier's a little bit violence. I don't know if you noticed, so I gotta wait till he falls.
Yeah, he's a little
and not fall asleep myself is the problem.
The girlfriend is a big fan of it. She's a big fan, but she's also kind of like been a Boba Fett fanatic her entire life. In fact, I will have to ask her at some point, and if I can, I will get her. Yeah, you don't got nothing on her. You've got one.
Yeah, I've got one.
You've got one thing. Yeah.
But I was just showing. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's a pretty good poster. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, no, I keep hearing that Fett does keep getting
you're
better
missing it. I know it's true, but I do like to binge shows as well. Like I binge them, so I'm kind of okay with it because the more episodes that come out, the more I get to watch in one sitting while my child sleeps.
Fair point.
Fett just keeps getting better with each episode. Oh, Panther Rose says hello. Hello, Panther Rose.
Hey, Panther. Good to see
you. It's good to see you over there on Twitch too. Woohoo! Look at that.
Yeah.
That's right. Facebook.
Good question whether we'll see Han in the finale. I mean, like 5 had such. Ooh. 5 was apparently making the girlfriend cry. So, I mean,
all right, pull out my tissue box. I'm only
you will, because you also love Star Wars and you won't understand. It's
true. We've got 2 more pieces of news before I know you have some comic news.
I have a couple of things. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I've got 2 more things. Then actually, you know what? I'll do the birthday first. So John Williams, it's his birthday to turning 90. If you don't know who John Williams is, you should, and you might know him by his sounds because he is the composer for Jaws, Superman, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Harry Potter, 3 of those films at least. So yeah, all of our favorite tunes, he's been involved. And so he turned 90. Happy birthday. Not quite as tuneful, but still exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really sing it or we get struck. So
we get struck.
Copyright is a bad thing.
Less than 5 seconds, Bobby. Maybe if it's an ode to him, it should be fine. All right. Last but not least is the Armor Wars season 1. They have begun filming this, and so we don't know when exactly it will be released. Probably 2023, 2024. But rumor has it filming's going well, and they're doing a good job with it. So fingers crossed. I love good Marvel.
I mean, we've needed someone to take up that Iron mantle a little bit, I guess. And since Sony owns Spider-Man, he can't really take that character on. Can't take that position on in some ways. So like Shuri could take it. Unlikely, but we might see Harley take it up. He was at the funeral. That was pretty good.
So, the Imperial March too. Good call. Yeah, it's all over the place. All
John Williams is
stuff.
Huge.
I swear, you look up any song and some of your favorite movies, and you're just like, oh, obviously he was involved. Peacemaker is a wild show, but very good as well. I haven't checked that out yet. It says Pacemaker, but then he corrected later and said Peacemaker. Peacemaker, everybody's favorite show.
Again, the girlfriend loves it. She can't watch more than 1 episode at a time because it's exhausting, but understandable. Great concept. I've heard. I like what she has to say about it, so I'm pretty excited. But I did have a couple of good, interesting pieces of comic book news as well. Yeah, a couple of non-number 1s are coming out this week that are pretty important. First up, we've got Avengers number 53. The current Avengers run has been pretty interesting. A lot of fun to be had here. Currently, they are in Avengers Mountain, and they're defending it, but Black Panther is having to defend it with some unlikely allies in young King Namor and Jane Foster, the Valkyrie, and it is reported that this will be the first appearance of a new character known as Red Panther. Now, I've gone looking, trying to find any information I can. I got nothing. I don't have any information on who Red Panther is personally because I don't have access to the comics anymore. I can't do it.
So now you just have to rack your brain, Bobby.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a character from Wakanda. That's just my guess. Unless it was communism. It's often communism with the name Red. But it could be, I could be wrong. You know, it's all over the place. Yeah, and then another thing is that there is a great variant cover of Darth Vader number 20. Specifically, it's the 50th anniversary Lucasfilms variant cover. Really nice looking. I am super excited how it looks, and it has the Mandalorian on it with Grogu. It's great looking. Grogu! Really like how it looks. It's already starting to sell out all over the place, so definitely worth checking out.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, 2 questions in the chat. Is Dragon's Lair still open in Austin, Bobby?
Yes, but Dragon's Lair is following a lot of Austin's stage guidelines, so they are limiting a lot of access. You will need to be wearing your masks. If you're not vaccinated, they ask that you just order curbside, and they will bring someone out to your store. And then, yeah.
Also, John's loving your facial hair, by the way.
I appreciate that, John. I really do. It's quite appreciated. The cover definitely says 50th. Yeah, Rick's telling me 45, but I read 50th when I was looking at the cover. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. It has happened twice. Definitely.
Count.
You know what? That is rude. That is rude.
How rude.
Let me just confirm and see if I have it up in front of me somewhere. Darn. Stop it.
No way. I just can't even believe it's that old to begin with. That's like the Harry
Spruce
Potter
Lucasfilm 50th anniversary cover. They're calling it the 50th anniversary, Rick. So I don't know what their basis for calling it 50 is, but they are.
It's Star Wars 1977. I was there.
I know you were. My parents were too. Like they love that. They love these movies as well. But they're calling it the 50th anniversary. So I don't know what's up with that. Unless it's when he set it up, when he first created the concept.
Oh, could be.
Not when he released the movies, but when he started to write the scripts. Maybe. That might be what's going on. Anyways.
What else you got for us, Bobby? Any other news before some comics?
That is all of our regular comics. But we do have, that is all of our comics news, I should say. But we do have our regular number ones that I'm going to bring up real quick once the computer does the thing I told it to do.
Oh, wait. And I got to add a thing. And now John says, I like your glasses. John, you're just full of compliments.
He is today. It's really delightful. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me share this. And we'll go through our comics this week. In fact, I actually had to cut a good couple this week.
Did you see this real quick? Adrian was like, what's going on with Black Panther? The variant is blowing up in price. Crazy just came out 2 to 4 weeks ago.
I hadn't gotten that information, Adrian.
Yeah, I
don't get to follow that personally.
That's a
off
good
the top
question.
Of my head. Yeah. Let's find out from, if Rick can toss some info into the title, that would be great.
Right. What you got for us? I see a lot of superheroes.
Yes. What I've got for us in front of us is Secret X-Men. The Shi'ar Empire faces an unexpected threat, so they must call upon the X-Men to help out. The co-captains of Sunspot and Cannonball must lead Marrow, Tempo, Forge, Banshee, Strong Guy, Armor, and Boom Boom on a secret mission to save the Empress. But wait a second, those aren't the X-Men. That's everybody who wasn't elected in the X-Men voting contest for the X-Men. What's going on? Turns out that the X-Men decided that they also needed a secret branch of superheroes, as like the Avengers did a la Secret Avengers. And so we've got ourselves our undercover agents, Though they're wearing a lot of yellow for undercover person.
They really are. Actually, they're just yellow and green. There's 2 green and the rest are yellow.
Yeah, and obviously the black, and also don't forget armor in the back there.
I did.
We don't know what armor is wearing.
Armor.
I mean, yes, I meant the clothes on the body of armor, not the energy projection of
probably
armor
yellow,
around them.
Probably yellow or green.
Fair. Probably, you know what, we'll go with it. But yeah, no, some really hilarious characters to choose in there. Boom Boom being one of my favorites, Tabitha's, and Marrow being just so much fun. Anyways, next up, we've got Weird Love Tales.
Oh.
Weird Love Tales from DC. This is being written by and others, with art by John Samaravia, Roger Robinson, and others, and being illustrated by Andre Parks, Phil Hester, and a couple of other people as well. This is a 8 timeless stories of weird love in February. You know, we've got to have our fun Valentine's Day stuff this year.
Right.
So we've got Love as Old as Jurassic Time on Dinosaur Island, a bromance between Peacemaker and his eagle sidekick Eagly, and a first date you never saw coming. Yeah, and don't forget that this month is also the month that we are going to finally complete the Eat Bang Kill tour, Harley Quinn's Eat Bang Kill tour, which has been delightful. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. They're
going to finish it up in February, you say?
DC is having a grand old time with their love stories this month, so I'm pretty excited. A lot of fun to be had here. Next up, I am so excited about this because I so very rarely get to do this. I get to show y'all a manga. I'm bringing you all a volume 1 of manga this week, but y'all can't get mad at me because it's Deadpool Samurai.
What?
Yes.
I wouldn't have gotten mad at you anyway, but like especially now that it's Deadpool.
I know, right?
No,
you would never be mad at me, but the viewers sometimes would be mad. But we'll be good. We'll be good.
Finish Spider-Man, but we won't go into
that. We were not talking about that. That was not coming up. We weren't speaking of that.
Okay. I said nothing.
You very much did. Anyways, so yeah, the Merc with the Mouth is joining the Samurai Squad. Because of which he must move to Tokyo, where he will run afoul of some familiar faces. Whether it's teaming up with the new heroes, battling gods, attending concerts, or being repeatedly dismembered, Deadpool always brings chaos and his characteristic sense of humor along with him.
What? No way. Deadpool.
Yes. Yeah, I know, right? Marvel is teaming up with Viz Media to make Deadpool into a manga as well, in manga style. We've got the story being written by Shenshiro Kasama, and Hiroko Yusugi is doing the illustrations. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. And now these guys are not big in the American markets, but they are decently well-known mangaka in Japan. So definitely very interesting to see where they might, finally get to break into the American market with these guys. Next up, we are getting Land of the Living Gods from Aftershock Comics.
Ooh.
Yeah. It is said that when the world dies, the spirits of the first people will return to witness the last days of humanity. The spirits have arrived, and the end is here, but not everyone has given up hope. Naledi, a teenage girl living in the deserted city of Johannesburg, has always believed that there is a land hidden away where there are gods available, still live. Where there are gods, there are likely to be miracles. So after a lifetime of isolation, Naledi will head out into the unknown with little to hold on to but her faith and her magical pet plant, Buyo. This is a fairy tale for the times which we find ourselves, being written by the South African writer and producer Isaac Mogajang, there we go, who did Catching Feelings, and the Brazilian artist of Santos, who did Night Shift. It's going to be an interesting place. I've been told that this will leave you profoundly changed.
Oh, so, one of those.
Yeah, a lot of fun to be had.
Afterwards, when you're like, who am I?
I know, right? The good ones. Next up, we got a horror comic out of Black Caravan. Yep, Playthings. Maybe cover the kitty's ears. Allison Hart wakes up inside a bright candy-colored room to discover that she's tied down with licorice. Small toys around her move because they're alive, and her hands are no longer real. She struggles to piece together the surreal and horrific events that led to this place, and more importantly, what has happened to her young daughter, Emma.
Oh, it's easy. Just eat what's tying you down, because it wasn't licorice.
It was licorice.
Just eat it.
But she doesn't have real hands anymore.
Oh.
I'm assuming they're plastic doll hands. That's what my assumption is.
Just reminds me of the Are You Afraid of the Dark when the little girl turns into a porcelain doll. Always freaked me out. Like, look down at my hands like, are they real? Real?
Let's not bring up Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are you afraid of the dark, Bobby?
I am terrified. I'm terrified of the dark when that show came out.
Midnight Society.
I am 30 years old, and there are times I think of that show and go like, Jesus.
Like if you're swimming in the deep end. Ugh, swim real quick. Get out. All right.
Next up, we have Broken Eye. Liverpool is in the early 70s. We are following Seamus Young, who's a young orphan who works unloading garbage in the docks. But his situation will get worse unexpectedly when he finds a cutaway hand floating in the river, and he will be immersed in a criminal conspiracy involving the IRA. He has a secret, however, because his one eye is broken, but can see the past through it.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Interesting.
I wonder how that works. Like, if it's optional, like, how far back do I want to see? And then you're like, look with your eye.
Look, every time I've ever heard of psychometry in any kind of fiction, it's never optional and it always sucks.
Usually, like, you touch an item and you're like, whoa, did not need to know the history of this item.
I would really have preferred not to deal with what I'm dealing with right now. Yeah, basically.
Didn't need to know that went there, no.
Oh, yeah, but think about, like, hangman's nooses or other murder weapons. Yeah, you get that, too, in your head if you're not careful.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. That's no fun.
Yeah, psychometry. Not a good power.
Like, all I wanted to do was just cut some vegetables, and now I know that you murdered so-and-so.
Exactly, right? All right, next up, we have Shelter Division. A mastermind... Oh, no.
Oh, back to Playthings, just to haunt you.
Just to haunt you. You specifically, Erin. Yeah. All right. Shelter Division. There we go. Coming out of Source Point Press. So Source Point Press is following a mastermind who is planning to conquer the very world, and the government has recruited the most abnormal beings to fight this abnormal threat. Those who were investigated have been given shelter and are now the investigators. We have Chaplin, Biggs, and Roswell, who will take on this mission to dig deeper than anything they've ever seen. Action-packed from the beginning to the end. So we've got, it looks like we've got a werewolf, cyborg, an alien, probably some, 70s spy lady, a lot of stuff to be had here.
I don't know. Could be nowadays spy lady.
I mean, that's fair.
Back.
That's fair. But that's very much like,
yeah, it does feel
I think that's exactly the outfit of Foxy from the...
Yeah, I was just being funny. Or not.
Austin Powers. Yeah. Anyways, it looks like a new take on the kind of concept popularized by Hellboy and other stories of that nature. So I'm excited to see where this goes because I've always liked that kind of concept. It's always a lot of fun to be had. Next up, we have Life Zero. Now, this is by the artist from Devil's Reign and Daredevil and being written by Stefano Vietti, who did Dragonero. The whole world has been changed forever by a massive, it seems like a plague cloud has come. We don't know a lot about what's coming out, but it's a limited series coming at the limits between science fiction, action, and horror. And, Ablaze has been doing some really interesting things. It might be really good. It might be really fun to see where this goes.
Just might be a lot of blood.
That too. That's probably fair. That's probably very fair.
I mean, you go by the cover, which, never judge a book by its cover.
Anyways, we're moving on. I only share covers. And then
we share covers. Fair enough.
And then finally, we have a cover of Darkness. So how far would you go to find your family? On an epic journey, 5 heroes will travel unfathomable distances, make unlikely allies, and encounter horrific, villainous creatures they never knew existed, all in a desperate attempt to reunite with each other. And CBR is claiming that this story is both moving and dark in all the right ways. So I don't know, whether our heroes are, humans and they're fighting our werewolf Frankenstein and Egyptian pharaoh mummy, or if the Egyptian pharaoh mummy, Frankenstein, and werewolf are our heroes. We'll find out. Definitely it's interesting to see what's going to happen here. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. And, again, Source Point Press doing good stuff. So definitely worth checking out.
Doing some stuff.
Yeah. But that's all I've got this week.
Like it. Well, bye, Bobby. He must have done what I did last time, just end broadcast. Well, thank you all for joining. And don't forget to follow us. You can follow me at Erin Biggs. You can follow our BR Dova Queen, who's not here right now, but at Dova Queen ATX. You can follow Just Bobby at Just Bobby ATX. Tales from the Geek. Oh, look, Bobby came back. You came back. Did you miss me?
It kicked me. I don't know why it kicked me.
I was like, oh, Bobby did what I did and just left the broadcast.
I did it in the middle of live, unlike you did that one time.
Yeah, well,
you at least waited until the.
I'm like the one who's running it, so whenever I leave, the show just wouldn't end.
Oh, good Lord.
You would have been on there forever, and they're just like watching you eat dinner.
I was like, I'd be really great. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It just kicked me, unfortunately. Not intended.
That's all right. I was just telling them all, thanks for joining us. They could follow us at the below places. As always, thank you, comicspriceguide.com. Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us, because, you're the highlight of our week on a Tuesday. So what are we going to do the rest of the week, Bobby?
I mean, I have a long vacation coming up. Not gonna lie.
Well, we'll see you guys live at 6:40 or 7:25, not 6:45.
No, 7:25. We've moved the time.
7:25. Yeah, 7:25 Central Time next Tuesday.
We'll see y'all then.
Yes, see you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.